AOC is going to endorse Zohran Mamdani very soon. The Democratic Party needs guys like Zohran Mamdani, okay? They need young talent that are bold, that have a vision, that are ambitious, that want to truly fight for working class Americans. I think people are just basically making up stories about AOC's non-endorsement up until this moment. I suspect that in the upcoming days, you'll probably hear AOC endorsement of Zohran. I don't think it's copium. I think that the reason for why, look, we can disagree on whether or not it was smart of her to hold off until this very moment for maximum impact, or rather, if it was actually presented ahead of time, what kind of help that would have given Zohran. But I think AOC understands New York politics and the importance of like being a lesser known entity while being able to freely do your ground game and establish a base of loyalty. I still think that there is a tactical decision here on national politics, and especially when it comes to foreign policy. I have many disagreements with AOC. I have many disagreements with AOC on foreign policy, the way she communicates. But on this issue, when it comes to being like an underdog progressive candidate on a socialist slant, I think AOC knows the Democratic establishment and their hurdles, the hurdles that they will present against someone like Zohran if he were to become a known entity too soon, like too far out from the actual election date, actual primary date, and also simultaneously maximum impact. She did this last time around as well. She waited until around this time for maximum impact for her endorsement, and I think that she will endorse Zohran. That's what I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I think in the next couple of days she will probably come out and endorse Zohran Mamdani. The UAW endorsement just came. What is this? Apparently, Kamala Harris has had to privately reassure people that she isn't supporting Zohran. 33-year-old assemblywoman has become identified enough with the new young left that Ella Emhoff, the stepdaughter of Kamala Harris, endorsed them. But his views are so controversial that the former vice president has had to privately clarify. Yeah, this is Isaac Dover, guys. Of course, he is like there are journalists, in air quotes, in mainstream outlets that I consider to be like Bernie killers. Okay. These are hatchet men. Do not listen to a single thing that he wrote. Okay. Edward Isaac Dover is a hatchet man for establishment Dems, and his primary purpose is to character assassinate. Why do you follow him then? What do you mean? Because I love his commentary. I follow my enemies too, dummy. What do you follow policing me? I'm a 33-year-old man. Out of here. I'm a 33-year-old man, and at this point a 10-year career political commentator. I follow whoever the I want. Okay, I follow Donald Trump too. Anyway, as I was saying, Edward Isaac Dover is a hatchet man for anyone that's like even marginally more progressive than Nancy Pelosi, and that's precisely why I don't place a lot of emphasis in her coverage here. And his framing is like incredibly stupid. Supporter of Israel has become a major issue in New York City's mayor's race. When I asked Zohran Mamdani to clarify if he thought Israel had a right to exist as a Jewish state, an aide tried to stop the interview. Then he didn't answer directly himself. Israel had a right to exist as a Jewish state? What the does that have to do with the New York City mayoral race, man? What are you doing? Like, not even does Israel have a right to exist? Does Israel has a right to exist as a Jewish state? You're giving AOC a lot more credit than she deserves. I live in New York City, and Zohran's biggest challenge is name recognition. Yeah, you think I don't know that? I literally interviewed the guy for 3 hours, and that was my primary concern as well. I am obviously aware. That's why I said disagreements can be had here about whether or not AOC's impact would be better served if she were to do an earlier endorsement or if she were to wait until she endorses, but not on whether or not she's going to endorse Zohran Mamdani. I think she is going to endorse Zohran Mamdani. That is what I'm saying. Okay? That's it. This is why they're coming after Zohran. He killed it on MSDNC.
Say, though, to Democrats who look at what we saw in November with Vice President Harris losing, and a lot of the post-game analysis, if you will, was the party had moved.
He is exactly the type of person that the Democratic Party needs right now. You're gonna eat your words, brother. She's trying to be the next Pelosi. What? Okay, guys. I'm telling you right now. Okay, if she doesn't endorse Zohran Mamdani, this laughable statement is correct. But because I know she will endorse Zohran Mamdani, and I hope rank her as first, by the way, because that's also another another very important part of this. Okay, you're gonna eat your words, brother. She's gonna be the next Pelosi. AOC is going to endorse Zohran Mamdani very soon. The Democratic Party needs guys like Zohran Mamdani. Okay, they need young talent that are bold, that have a vision, that are ambitious, that want to truly fight for working class Americans. Okay. Will all of you that say AOC is not going to endorse Zohran Mamdani come back here and say, Hasan, I'm eating crow. I am so wrong. Why would I ever doubt you, Lisan al-Gaib? You are the truth sayer. You are the future seer. Will you come in and say that? When she does, in the next couple of days, inevitably endorse Zohran Mamdani. Only if you say it to us, chat, if you're wrong. Yes, I will. If I'm wrong, I will. Trust me. If I'm wrong and AOC doesn't endorse Zohran Mamdani, don't worry. I will be the number one op. Okay. So there won't be time. There won't be time for me to even apologize because I will be the number one op. I will be the guy. I will be the guy who says, by the way, I don't know anything. I have not talked to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez about this. I have not talked to her directly. I have not talked to members of her team. This is me purely speculating. I have to repeat this again. This is me purely speculating. Okay. AOC might not end up endorsing him, but she's displaying a major lack of courage and a lack of leadership by waiting others to endorse first. No. The only reason, listen to me. Not only am I certain that she will endorse Zohran Mamdani, I am certain that the reason why she is waiting is because she thinks this is maximum impact. Okay? That's it. It's not because she's too libbed up. It's not because she's afraid. It's not for any other reason. It is because she thinks, personally, with someone who has a better understanding of New York primary, the New York election process, she understands the influence that she holds. Will you stop writing for her then if she doesn't endorse? Fuck yes. 100%. 100%. Are you kidding me? It would be unconscionable. I do not think she will rank Brad Lander as number one. Okay. That will also, that's insane. She will rank Brad Lander as number one and Zohran number two on June 19th. Why would waiting be maximum impact? Because you guys are nerds and so am I. We're all nerds. We're stupid nerds that are laser focused. Dude, I interviewed Zohran Mamdani when he had like 10% in the New York primary race. Do you know how little people knew who the Zohran Mamdani was back then? Only nerds like us are this excited about the New York mayoral primary. Not even the general, because there's another hurdle in the general as well, because the Democratic machine in New York loves progressives, and they have done this in the past. So there's a secondary hurdle to clear after the primary. But do you know how little the average person living in New York cares about the New York primary candidates? A lesser known New York mayoral primary candidate who has a scary name. Calm down. You guys oftentimes in this bubble have a false sense of like a false sense of scale and an understanding of like what normal people think. I'm sorry, I might not be nerdy enough. Is this not the general mayoral election? No, this is just the primary. Hey y'all, I'm in the New York City of here in Little Gaza of America. AOC will indeed support Zohran. Also, Hasan of California. Will you be watching the debate tomorrow? Please read my chat. Yes. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez endorses Maya Wiley for New York City mayor. Ms. Ocasio-Cortez's endorsement on Saturday may cement Ms. Wiley as a left-wing standard bearer in New York City mayoral race, which it did. When was that? When did that happen? Oh my God. It happened on June 5th. Wow. Interesting. Guys, it's in 2021. Yes, I know. I'm using the example of when she endorsed in the past. God damn it. Now, of course, how did that work out is a great question. It didn't. Having said that, it literally boosted her. It boosted her to second place. Since then, AOC has become an even larger figure, an even more popular figure in New York politics. And not only that, but also, or a booster to the third place. Sorry, not second place. If AOC endorses Zohran, number one, within 2 days, I'll give 100 subs. Thank you, join DSA chat. Zohran is already in second place. Okay. Zohran is already in second place. Does third place win you the mayoral election? Oh my God. No, she was second place. Okay. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It elevated her profile. That's my point. It boosted her. Zohran is already in second place within 9 points. Zohran's biggest problem is name recognition. He already has the incredible policies that resonate with New Yorkers. Okay? Think she'll say not to rank Cuomo? Probably. I don't know. Why the f would I know? Zohran is already within single digits.
This is a biblical.
Democrats are always talking about we need a liberal Trump. God gave you one and you rebuked him.
So this is a biblical moment. You know, when Jesus was on the cross, he said, God, forgive them, for they know not what they do. All these Negroes who are asking me to step down, God, forgive them.
Y'all just hate Turkish men thriving. I'm just going to say it. Like, you just don't want to see a Turkish man, a red-blooded Turkish man thrive, especially a bald Turkish man.
Are you stupid? So this is a biblical moment. You know, when Jesus was on the cross, he said, God, forgive them, for they know not what they do. All these Negroes who are asking me to step down, God, forgive them.
Incredible. He's amazing. He is so amazing. It's like, look how happy he is. Look at how pleased he is with himself. He's like, this is I popped off. I cooked here big time. Eric Adams headline that gets more insane as you read. Eric Adams' son drops new party music inspired by chasing his rap dreams in Albania. Biggest chapter in my life. Dude, everyone in the Adams family is goated. New York City mayoral debate tomorrow, and a New York politician call for Zohran to be deported. Latest New York City mayoral race news is Zohran Mamdani is attacked for recently becoming a citizen. Oh my God.
New York City Democratic primary for mayor.
And a little more than 24 hours from now, a crowded field of candidates square off on the debate stage right here at 30 Rock. And News 4's Andrew Siff is now reporting from the campaign trail as it heats up with renewed urgency with endorsements to new TV ads as well.
New York City has an affordability crisis, but we will rise.
Former Governor Andrew Cuomo with a new TV ad ahead of the first mayoral debate, pitching his record as a builder.
We built new bridges, train stations, and airports and got through COVID.
I'm gay. I'm black. I'm bisexual. I'm a sexual predator. I got nipple rings. I'm New York. I'm a woman. If Cuomo wasn't already cooked before, look at this answer. What is your bagel order or favorite breakfast sandwich? Bacon, cheese, and egg on an English muffin. And then I try to take off the bacon, but I don't really take off the bacon. The bagel I try to stay away from to keep my girlish figure. Death threats, Islamophobic bigotry. Now a sitting council member calling for my deportation. Enough. This is what Trump and his sycophants have wrought. It's an assault to the values of our city and our constitution. Will Cuomo condemn this, or will that upset his MAGA donors? Oh my God. Cooking, dude. Will Cuomo condemn this? Nice. Zohran got Eric Adams to endorse a free bus pilot because Adams was fascinated by Idi Amin, which led to an invite of the Mamdani family to Gracie Mansion. You couldn't make this shit up. Will AOC? Yes, dude. Yes.
COVID.
Even telling the New York Times in an interview, if I had to do it again, I wouldn't have resigned.
We have to beat Cuomo, to be honest.
Cuomo opponents strategizing ways to defeat him. Queens Assemblywoman Jessica Gonzalez Rojas today endorsing Comptroller Brad Lander for mayor.
Brad has built his entire career around bold principled leadership.
And hours later, also backing Assemblyman Zohran Mamdani for mayor.
I've known Zohran since we both ran in 2020, when we both challenged and beat the Democratic machine.
An increasingly common tactic in this ranked choice election, backing multiple choices while leaving other candidates off a ballot. Meanwhile, Mamdani, who's in second place in most polls, facing fresh attacks.
The socialists are at the gate, and Zohran Mamdani is leading the pack.
Dude, that's awesome. Socialists are at the gate, and it's him just being cool. Like, that's literally him yelling at Tom Homan, the homunculi, okay? Like, that is premium. That's content. That's amazing. Are you joking? All right, wait, hold on. I want to listen to I want to watch the whole thing.
And Zohran Mamdani is leading the pack. If they take over New York City, this is what they said they will do. Defund the police. Consequences for genocidal Zionist imperialism.
Oh, God, I wish. Consequences for genocidal apartheid imperialism. Wait, what?
Consequences for genocidal Zionist imperialism.
Consequences for genocidal Zionist imperialism. Oh, my God, I'm nutting. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my God. Oh, dude, once again, it's always Republicans and conservatives that present Democratic Party politicians, socialist or not socialist alike, as like the coolest. Okay. I like that this is also seen as like a negative somehow, like consequences for genocidal Zionism. Wow, I can't believe that would be how scary. How scary of you to say that. I would hate that.
Abolish capitalism. You can stop Zohran and his socialist comrades from running New York City into the ground. Vote Whitney Tilson for mayor on June 24th to keep.
Oh my God, this has no motion.
These radical policies no motion whatsoever. Paid for by Whitney for mayor. The socialists are at the gate, and Zohran Mamdani is leading the pack. If they take over New York City, this is what they said they will do. Defund the police. Consequences.
I love that. Love that.
Mamdani is leading the pack.
Challenger Whitney Tilson with a new ad painting Mamdani as too far left. And Republican City Council member Vicky Palladino posting on social media that he hasn't even been a U.S. citizen for 10 years, ending her message with one word: deport.
One of the funniest things that people can ever say about like a New Yorker is questioning the authenticity of a New Yorker who came in here, who came to New York as a like child of immigrant parents and basically grew up in the city his whole life. Okay, the notion that Zohran Mamdani does not represent like the average New Yorker and somehow this attitude represents the average New Yorker is so funny. Take that back to Staten Island, bitch. Okay, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work in New York. It's crazy. But what are you talking about?
You know, one of the happiest days of my life was when I got my citizenship, when I sat with so many other immigrants and was sworn in. And to have that called into question, to ask for me to be deported, it was a glimpse for me into the lives that so many New Yorkers are living right now.
That is sickening, Donald Trump-aligned, dangerous politics.
I'm sorry, like, Brad is such a dweeb, dude. No disrespect. He seems like a nice guy. Yes, he's a liberal Zionist, and yes, that is an unacceptable position. And having said that, under different circumstances, like Brad Lander is the type of person that I would probably say is the best possible option if Zohran wasn't in the race. It's like first of all, he reminds me too much of Bill de Blasio. And is not even as radical as Bill de Blasio was, ironically enough. But he is dork maxing. Okay, I'm sorry. He is dork maxing to the extreme.
Cuomo criticizing the attack against his leading rival, the Republican.
He also literally looks like Bill de Blasio a little bit too. He looks and sounds like Bill de Blasio.
An answer to everything, including the common cold, is deportation, and it has to stop. 9 Democrats scheduled to take the stage at the debate tomorrow night. For most of them, it's the first time they will have shared any space with Cuomo since he jumped into the race 3 months ago.
It's great because I think everyone is going to try to Cuomo, which is good for Zohran. Because the more aggressively you take down the top dog, Andrew Cuomo, the better you look. If they were to attack Zohran, on the other hand, it would look kind of silly because you'd only be helping Andrew Cuomo. Considering this is ranked choice voting, considering that this is ranked choice voting, and given that Zohran is in the second slot, all of those people have an opportunity not to on Zohran with hopes that they will be ranked twice between from Zohran's base. Why is Bernie not endorsed as he's literally going around urging people to run? That one I don't understand, and is like, I can tell you with a certainty that I believe AOC is going to endorse Zohran. With Bernie, I have no idea. I think that, yeah, Bernie is a bitch for that, for sure. I mean, he just, oh God, you know what? No, guys, Bernie Sanders is literally endorse people who say the apartheid entity must be dismantled, okay? Shut the fuck up. If you think it's because he's a liberal Zionist or whatever, you're delusional. He doesn't give a fuck about that shit when it comes to endorsing candidates that are progressive or socialist, okay? It's so funny. Like, yes, at the same time, Bernie Sanders will literally say like, oh, this is Netanyahu's war. Oh, Israel has a right to defend itself. And then he'll turn around and endorse like a dude who's like 3 steps removed from Hezbollah or some shit. And I don't mean that as a negative, okay? A negative association. I'm just saying that like he does stuff like that and his mind is an enigma. But I don't know why he hasn't endorsed. Zohran. I suspect because he's waiting for AOC. The Michigan Senate dude literally endorsed already by Bernie Abdullah Saeed. Yeah, exactly.
Endorsements and ads picking up in intensity as the campaign enters its final phase. The primary is 3 weeks from tonight. In the Village, Andrew Siff, News 4 New York.
And News 4 New York.
No, there is nothing. There is nothing. This has nothing to do with October 7. That's not the reason why Bernie's not endorsing Zohran. Dude, I'm telling you, Bernie Sanders is a stubborn old man and will most likely never shake from his position of I guess labor Zionism, which has never happened and will never happen. Okay. Having said that, that has never stopped him from endorsing Muslim candidates, endorsing candidates that are literally Palestinian, locking arms with Rashida Tlaib, and actively promoting the likes of Rashida Tlaib, who have said understandably truthful things about Israel that are directly at odds with the vision that Bernie has for Israel. Okay, if you think that Bernie Sanders is like scared of Zohran, you're delusional. What are you talking about? His closest allies in Congress have always been Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar, and AOC obviously, but like Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar. He has endorsed many Muslim candidates in the past. No, it's not because they have no motion. What are you talking about? He has successfully endorsed congresspersons. What do you mean they have no motion? You just said you're talking about the New York City mayoral primaries as having the maximum motion while simultaneously saying that what? American congresspersons, one that sat on the Foreign Relations Committee, as a matter of fact, has no motion? Who has motion then? What the mayor of New York going to do? If an American congressperson has no power, then what is the New York mayor going to do? What? It makes sense to assume that the reason why he's not endorsed Zohran yet is because he's waiting for AOC to not like put pressure on AOC. And I do think that AOC is going to endorse Zohran.